So let us continue with the problems. So in this previous lecture, we have solved this problem. Okay. So let us solve the next different types of problem. In this problem, we have calculated the diameter, and in this problem, we have to find out the surface tension of the soap bubble. Okay. So it is another different variety of problem is there. So let us write down the problem. Find the surface tension in a soap bubble. Find the surface tension in a soap bubble of 40 mm diameter when the inside pressure is 2.5, inside pressure is 2.5 Newton per meter square. 2.5 Newton per meter square above the atmospheric pressure. Above the atmospheric pressure. I have written the problem. Now, who will tell me how to solve this? Quite simple it is. First of all, write down the given things. Surface tension sigma is given. It is equal to 4. We have to find out the surface tension. Then diameter is given. Diameter of the soap bubble, it is 40 mm. 40 mm, how to convert this 40 mm to meter? 40 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter, like this you can write. And then pressure intensity P is equal to 2.5 Newton per meter square. So here there is no need to do the unit conversion. What is the formula for the soap bubble?
P is equal to 8 sigma upon D.
Correct. So put the values. Here just rearrange the terms. Sigma is equal to, it will become P into D divided by 8. Right. Therefore, sigma is equal to 2.5 into 40 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 8. Do the calculation and tell me the answer.
12500.
12500. 2500. Unit
Newton per meter.
Newton per meter. Let me check. 2.5 into 40 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 8. So,
Sorry, 0.01.
0.5 into
0.0125.
it's 0.0125. Are you getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, 0.0125 is the answer to this problem. This was a simple problem. Now, this is somewhat tricky question. हे मला बघायचं आहे, तुम्ही सोडवू शकता का बरोबर ते. Let us try to solve it. Write down the problem. If surface tension at air-water interface, is 0.07 Newton per meter, what is the pressure difference between inside and outside of an air bubble? Inside and outside of an air bubble of diameter 0.01 mm. Read it carefully and solve it. Write down the given things. Yes, has anyone solved? See here.
Sir, bubble one side or close? One side.
Yes, that is the here. That is the main. This is the air bubble. See, soap bubble ज्यावेळेस आपण म्हणतो त्यावेळेस soap bubble it will have the two surfaces, right? And what they are saying here, it is an air water interface, right? And the pressure difference between inside and outside of an air bubble. Air bubble म्हणजे लिक्विड जो आहे किंवा पाणी आहे पाण्याच्या आतमध्ये बबल आहे and that bubble is of the air. Okay, so this air bubble it will have only one surface, right? Or this liquid, लिक्विडला फक्त एकच सरफेस असेल ना, कारण याच्या आतल्या या बाजूने सर्व पाणी आहे आणि या ठिकाणी आतमध्ये एअर आहे, बरोबर आहे. सो देर इज ओनली वन इंटरफेस. जो सोप बबल मध्ये कसं आहे दोन्ही साईडने या ठिकाणी एअर असते आणि लिक्विड ड्रॉपलेटमध्ये स्फेरिकल ड्रॉपलेटमध्ये फक्त आउट साईडने एअर असते. ठीक आहे, दिस इज द सिंगल इंटरफेस, दिस इज द डबल इंटरफेस. सो हियर दिस इज द सिंगल इंटरफेस. सो हियर वी हॅव टू यूज दिस फॉर्म्युला. कशाचा फॉर्म्युला वापरावा लागेल आपल्याला? लिक्विड ड्रॉपलेटचा जो फॉर्म्युला आहे तो फॉर्म्युला आपल्याला या ठिकाणी वापरावा लागेल, कारण हे पण एक सिंगल इंटरफेसच आहे, हे डबल आहे, त्यामुळे आपण या ठिकाणी वेगळा फॉर्म्युला करतो. P is equal to 8 sigma upon D. ठीक आहे, आणि या ठिकाणी काय करतो? P is equal to 4 sigma upon E. So we have to use this formula in this particular case. So many times student makes this mistake. They don't read it carefully. It is an air bubble inside the liquid. Okay, and they will use this formula and their answer will become wrong.
So 28,000.
Someone has put the answer Mayuri 0.228 into 10 to the power 5. So who has told the right answer right now? What is that repeated?
28,000 Newton per meter.
280. Okay. I will clear it. You can observe the answer. 28,000 Newton per meter square. Correct. And whatever the answer written by Murray, that is also correct. 0.28 into 10 to the power 5. Right. Newton per meter square. So in this way, we have to solve the problem. Okay. So this was about the surface tension property. Now we will move ahead to see the next fluid property, that is capillarity. Okay. Until now, how many properties we have studied? Can anyone repeat? What are the various properties, fluid properties we have studied? Because we are going ahead, and if you don't recall it previous whatever we have learned, then you, there are chances that you will get forgot. You will forget the things. Yes, we'll tell what are the fluid properties that we have studied up till now.
Mass density, weight density.
Mass density, weight density, then
Specific value.
specific gravity, correct? Next.
Specific volume and specific gravity.
Volume, specific gravity, correct? Again.
Viscosity. Viscosity.
Viscosity, correct. Again. Just now, what we have learned?
Surface tension.
Surface tension, correct. So this much property, I think near about 6 properties. Yes, exactly 6 properties we have studied till now. And this is the 7th property, that is capillarity. Okay. I think you have studied this surface tension, viscosity, capillarity in physics. Do you remember this or have not studied this property also? Capillarity. Have you studied this or not? Or don't remember? Okay. So from this diagram itself, you might have got some idea about the capillarity property of the fluid. Whenever we insert a small diameter glass tube or transparent tube inside water, then you might have observed that the water has risen inside this particular glass tube, which is having the height of the surface area inside this tube, it is greater than the adjacent general level. Okay, if you have not done, you can do this experiment at your home. Take one transparent glass tube, small diameter tube, insert that tube inside the water, and you will observe there is a rise of water inside the glass tube. Okay, or you can do also this thing, another experiment. Take a small diameter glass tube, insert that glass tube inside the mercury. Okay, mercury मध्ये जर आपण ते insert केली, then you will observe there is a decrease in the depth surface area. Okay, and you will observe the depression of the mercury inside the glass tube. Okay, and you might have seen this one. They take the ink in small amount and then take a tissue paper, and you will observe that this ink has risen here against the gravity. It has come here against the gravity. So all these are happening. It is because of the phenomenon called as the capillarity, or it is because of the property of the fluid, which is called as the capillarity. Okay, this is the property of liquid in which this fluid, it rises or it get lower inside the glass tube, or any other voids. या ठिकाणी voids असतात, continuous voids. So through that it will rise. Another example is the simple example of the trees. Okay, झाडांमध्ये जे आपण पाणी वरती जातं. Okay, whatever the waters is trees, different type of trees, they have the roots, and the water, their roots absorb the water, and how this water, it moves in the upward direction up to the topmost part of the trees. Okay, हे पाणी एवढ्या उंच कसं जातं against the gravity. So the reason behind that, again, it is the phenomenon called as the capillarity. Okay, so because of this happens. So how we can define the capillarity? Yes. So capillarity can be defined as the phenomenon. It is a phenomenon. Okay, phenomenon of rise or fall rise or fall of liquid inside a small diameter glass tube or transparent tube when held vertically inside the liquid. Okay, this rise or fall adjacent to the general layer is called as, this phenomenon is called as the capillarity. त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो? Capillarity. And the rise in the liquid is called as capillary rise, and fall in the liquid is called as capillary fall or capillary depression. Okay, so this is the capillary rise or capillary fall. And what will be the unit? As it is the distance, rise or fall, it is the distance measured. Okay, so it will be in SI unit, distance is measured in meter. So the unit of capillary rise or capillary fall, it will be meter. In other units, it can be, you can measure it in centimeter, or we can measure it in mm. If the rise in this tube, generally this rise or low reduction or depression in this liquid is very small, so you can use the unit millimeter, because it is very small in nature. We cannot, if you use the unit meter, so you will get the value as a 1 point something into 10 to the power minus 3 minus 2, like that. Okay, so from practical point of view, if you use the unit meter, a millimeter or centimeter, so that will be better here. Okay, but the SI unit of the capillarity will be meter. Now this was the thing about this. Now the questions come that why this water will rise inside this glass tube and why it will fall inside this glass tube in case of mercury. Can anyone tell the reason behind this? Yes. So there are two derivations we are going to see. One derivation is for the capillary rise and one derivation is for the capillary depression. And this is the definition, whatever the things just now we have discussed, it has been given here. It can be, capillarity can be defined as the phenomenon of rise or fall of the liquid surface in a small diameter tube relative to the adjacent general level of liquid when the tube is held vertically in the liquid. The rise of liquid surface is known as the capillary rise, while the fall of liquid surface is known as the capillary depression. It is expressed in terms of centimeter or millimeter of liquid. Its value depends upon the specific weight of the liquid, diameter of the liquid, diameter of the tube, and surface tension of the liquid. So this last sentence, you will get the meaning of this last sentence when we will derive the equation. Equation derived केल्यानंतर त्याच्यामध्ये there will be term gamma or rho g, there will be another term sigma, and then there will be another term diameter. Okay, so this surface, this capillarity, it depends upon all these factors. Okay, that we will see in the derivation part. Now here comes the derivation part. Okay, expression for the capillary rise, that we are going to see right now. So before that, open your notebook, write down the title capillarity, write down the title and write down the definition also. डेफिनेशन काय लिहायचे, जेवढी तुम्ही डेफिनेशनची प्रॅक्टिस कराल तेवढी डेफिनेशन तुमची ॲक्युरेट त्या ठिकाणी लिहिता येईल. थेअरी पार्ट बाकीचा जो असतो त्याच्यामध्ये वर्डिंग थोडंफार हे झालं तरी चालतं, पण डेफिनेशन शक्यतो या टेक्निकल वे मध्येच लिहायला पाहिजे. ओके, so that its whole meaning it will be understood by the examiner. Otherwise, if you go on writing in your own language, sometimes there are chances that you may forget one or two the keywords which are present in the definition. So write it down. Capillarity is defined as the phenomenon of rise or fall of liquid surface in a small tube related to the adjacent general level of the liquid Is it over? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right on the title, expression for capillary rise. Expression for capillary rise. So let us first of all understand the phenomenon of this capillary rise, how it takes place, how it works, and then I will tell you the derivation part. See here, when we insert a small diameter tube, glass tube, inside the any liquid, for example water, okay, when आपण ज्यावेळेस insert करतो, at that time what is going to happen? There are different types of forces acts there. One force is the cohesive force, then another force is the adhesive force. Adhesive force will be the force of attraction between the glass tube and that of the water. Okay, so first of all, when this glass tube is inserted inside the water, whatever the water which is present here to the surface, there will be a formation of adhesive force. Okay, adhesive force that I can actually, and this water, it will stick to the surface of this glass, and it will form meniscus, this lower meniscus like this concave shape meniscus. It will observe, it will form there inside this particular glass tube. When we look it from the top side, you can observe a circle. आपलं वरून बघितल्यानंतर त्या ठिकाणी काय दिसणार आहे, सर्कल दिसेल. But when you see it from the side, you will observe the lower meniscus like this in upward direction. Okay, concave shape. Such it will be observed. The reason behind that is adhesive force is acting on here, and what is going to happen because of this tensile force. आता हा जो surface आहे तो कसा आहे, curved आहे, right? And the surface tension is acting on this entire surface, and this surface tension on the curved surface, it is going to act in this tangential direction. Curved direction मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी act होईल. Okay, this is the surface tension acting in this direction, and this collective effort, collective force, that surface tension force as well as this adhesive force, because of this surface tension force, this liquid, it will start to rise inside this small diameter tube. याच्यावरती हे पाणी या ठिकाणी वाढायला लागेल. So the question again arise, up to how much height it will rise? Yes, can anyone tell? There should be some limit, na? Or it will increase, it will indefinitely.
No, sir.
Yes, definitely it will not increase definitely. There will be some limit. So what is the other force which is going to control this rise?
Gravity.
Correct. So that is gravitational force, or we can say weight of the liquid which is present inside this column. एवढा जो column आहे त्याचा जो weight आहे, that weight is the limiting force for this surface tensile force. So the vertical component, now this force is acting in this inclined direction. This is called as the angle of contact between glass and water. Okay, if you take the vertical component of this, because of this component only this water is rising here. Okay, and it can be represented by letter vertical component can be represented by letter sigma cos theta. Why cos theta? Because this sigma has a adjacent direction with the component, so that is represented by cos theta. So this component is the sigma cos theta. This sigma cos theta is the responsible for rise of water level inside the glass tube. And जसं जसं या ठिकाणी पाण्याची लेवल वाढत जाईल, as this water level go on rising here, the weight of the liquid, it is acting in downward direction, right? So this sigma, this component of force, it will rise that much only, okay, up to which the weight of the water, it will not become equal to this weight. Okay, याचं जे वेट आहे या पाण्याचं, हे पाण्याचं वेट जोपर्यंत ह्या सिग्माच्या इक्वल होत नाही या कंपोनंटच्या सिग्मा कॉस थीटाच्या, तोपर्यंत पाणी लेवल ह्या ठिकाणी वाढत जाईल. अँड वन स्टेज विल कम दॅट this will become in equilibrium, म्हणजे the weight of the liquid in the column, it will become equal to this sigma cos theta. Okay, this is the vertical force, and opposite force, equal and opposite force, which is acting in downward direction, that is the weight of this liquid. Okay, and when equilibrium will reach, at that time this rise in water level, it will stop there. Stop it. Okay, now under equilibrium condition, what we can write, two equations we can write here. Sigma cos theta, it is the surface tension, it is not the force. We have just seen in the previous derivation of the surface tension that sigma is nothing but it is the sigma is equal to, it is the tensile force per unit length, right? Now here, while equating, we take the force, tensile force. So tensile force will be equal to sigma into L. Okay, or the circumference, जे काय perimeter असेल त्याची. This is our tensile force. And what is the limiting force to this tensile force? That is the weight of the liquid. Now, who will tell me how to find out the weight of the liquid? Which formula will be useful or applicable here? Yes, you can represent it by letter FZ. कौन सांगेल कसं करता येईल? Give some stress on your brain. What is weight density? What is weight density? What is gamma?
Rho into acceleration due to gravity.
Okay.
Weight of value.
There is another formula, that is weight of the liquid to the volume of liquid. Okay, this weight is nothing but it is gravitational force. You can write in bracket like this Fz. Okay, this Fz is nothing but weight. This Fz, instead of W, I will write Fz, that weight will be equal to, you can write here, gamma into, that is weight density multiplied by volume of liquid. Are you getting my point? Fz is nothing but it is the weight of the liquid which is acting in downward direction. So this Fz is equal to the Ft under equilibrium condition. Ft is equal to Fz. What is Ft? Ft is equal to sigma cos theta. Okay, this is our general formula, but here there is not just sigma. As a component of vertical component. What is that vertical component? Sigma cos theta. So instead of just sigma here, what we write here? Ft is equal to sigma cos theta into L. Now here L is means what? कशावरती ऍक्ट होते ह्या एंटायर सर्कम्फरन्स ऑफ सर्कल वरून बघितलं तर आपल्याला काय दिसतंय? सर्कल दिसतो. मग ह्या सर्कलची सर्कम्फरन्स. ओके, व्हॉट इज दॅट व्हॅल्यू? Ft is equal to sigma cos theta, and what is circumference of circle? It is
Pi d.
Okay, so this is one equation, that is for the Ft. This is another equation for Fz. So again I will write here, we will simplify it. Fz is equal to gamma as it is, and what is this volume? What is the volume of cylinder? Cylinder च्या volume चा formula काय असतो? Suppose this is the diameter d.
Pi by 4 d square into h.
Correct. It is pi by 4 into d square into h. The area of circle multiplied by height. Okay, is pi by 4 square into d. Pi by 4d square into height, that is h. It will become volume of cylinder. So here, instead of writing volume, I can write here pi by 4 d square into h. Now equate this equation number 1 and equation number 2. This is our equation number 1. Okay. After equating this equation, here you can see they have equated it here. Sigma pi d into cos theta. Sigma cos theta into pi d. This is our equation 1. Here pi by 4 d square h. This is nothing but volume. And here what we have written, gamma. Gamma is nothing but weight density. So instead of gamma, they are written here rho g. So we know the relation between weight density and mass density, that is gamma is equal to rho into g. Okay. So instead of that, they have written here rho g. So after equating this, we can rearrange the terms to get the value of h. h साइडला ठेवायचं. बाकीच्या गोष्टी हे पाई या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, डी स्क्वेअर या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, डी बरोबर. And then you will get this equation finally. What is that equation? H is equal to 4 sigma cos theta divided by gamma d or rho zd. You can write like this equation or this equation. So this is the equation for the capillary rise. Okay, capillary rise आपण जे टायटल लिहिले ते कसे काढायचं त्याची ही इक्वेशन आहे. In case of water and the glass, the angle of contact theta, it is nearly equal to 0. So if you put this 0 in this equation, so cos 0 is nothing but 1. So this equation will become h is equal to 4 sigma divided by gamma d. Okay, or h is equal to 4 sigma divided by rho zd. Okay, so this is the expression for this capillary rise. Has everyone understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now here just draw the diagram, rough diagram, rough sketch, and then write down there these equations. Draw the rough sketch. Write down the equation. H is equal to 4 sigma cos theta divided by gamma d, or have other equation here. Then below that, write down where H is equal to capillary rise, then sigma is equal to surface tension, then theta is equal to angle of contact between water and glass tube, then gamma is equal to weight density, d is equal to diameter of glass tube. Now here in front of gamma, you can write here rho gamma is equal to rho z. And ह्याच्या पुढेच तुम्ही इक्वेशन असे पण घ्या 4 sigma cos theta. Otherwise, you will get confused. In book, this equation is written like this: 4 sigma cos theta upon rho zd, and sir has given this equation as a gamma d. After that, just write down there angle of theta. Theta will be equal to 0 for water and glass tube. Therefore, equation now the equation number 1 or 2 price will take. Therefore, above equation becomes h is equal to 4 sigma divided by gamma d. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us learn the next expression derivation for capillary fall. Write down the title in your notebook. Expression for capillary fall or capillary depression. Written. Now see here. So in case of water, there is a capillary rise, and in case of mercury, there is a capillary depression. So, but obviously this question might have come in your mind, why it is happening like this? Have you thought on this? And what the reason you have got here about this? Can anyone tell me? What could be the reason behind this capillary depression? Yes. Any idea? Any wild guess? Again, its answers lies in the force of attraction. In case of water, the adhesive force is predominant. In case of water and glass, adhesive force is greater than the cohesive force between water molecules. But in case of mercury, Hg, this cohesive force it is much greater than the adhesive force between mercury and glass. And because of this reason, this mercury, it will form a convex shape curve. मर्क्युरी काय करतो या ठिकाणी मर्क्युरी मध्ये असा कॉन्वेक्स शेप कर्व त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतो. And when this curve happen there, it forms, and because of this curvature and the surface tension, now the surface tension will act. This is the surface tension कसा ऍक्ट होतो या कर्वच्या tangential direction मध्ये. So because of that, this surface tension force it will act like this, which is direction in downward direction. याचा जर कंपोनेंट घेतला आपण vertical component, it will be acting in vertical downward direction, and because of this reason there will be a depression inside the mercury. Have you got the reason? Yes, everyone, have you understood this, why there is a depression?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now again the same question arises here, that up to how much depth this there will be a depression, and what is the limiting force to this? In the earlier case, there was the weight, self weight of the object, which was the limiting force. Self weight of the liquid, which is acting in downward direction, was the limiting force there. So what is the force here which is acting on this in opposite direction? Yes.
Gravity.
No, here now the gravity force is not going to act. ग्रॅव्हिटी फोर्स कधी ऍक्ट होतो? ज्या सरफेसच्या वरती ज्यावेळेस लिक्विड जाईल त्यावेळेस. आता या सरफेसच्या खाली लिक्विड गेलेलं आहे. Correct. It is the hydrostatic pressure force. See here, the liquid is up to this level. So this liquid, it will have some pressure inside this, which will be same in every direction. या कंटेनर मध्ये सगळ्या बाजूने सेम प्रेशर ऍक्ट होतोय. किती प्रेशर ऍक्ट होतोय? जेवढं तुम्ही खाली जाईल तेवढं प्रेशर हे वाढत जाणार आहे. बरोबर आहे. प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी जे हायड्रोस्टॅटिक प्रेशर फोर्स जो आहे तो काय होतो, खाली जसं जाईल तसं वाढत जातो. सो मग या लेवलला जो प्रेशर या ठिकाणी प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी आहे, दॅट मच प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी इट इज गोइंग टू ऍक्ट हिअर on this surface. Okay, so initially when we insert this glass tube inside the liquid, at that time, because of this surface tension, the mercury level or the surface level, it will start to move in downward direction. Okay, it will reach here. So at that time, this much pressure force or the pressure head, it will act here, but this value will be very small to resist this surface tension force. So it will again go on moving in downward direction, and one stage will reach at which this pressure force will become equal to the magnitude of this surface tensile force. This is a vertical component is sigma cos theta into pi d. This is the vertical force acting in this downward direction. So this pressure force will become equal to this value. At that time, there will not be a moment. Okay, and this H is nothing but it is the capillary depression. So pressure intensity is given by equation pressure force divided by per unit area. So the pressure force Fp is equal to P into area. Yes, what is the area? Or here, this pressure intensity, it can be written by, you are going to learn this thing in the unit number 2, hydrostatic law is there, and it is represented by letter gamma H. P is equal to gamma H. This is the pressure intensity. This much pressure intensity it is going to act. जेवढी डेप्थ वाढत जाईल तेवढे प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी पण या ठिकाणी वाढत जाते. ठीक आहे. So P is equal to gamma H, and this force, if you want to multiply this F is equal to Kyle, it will be equal to P into A. So this A is nothing but it is the cross section area of this circle, okay, of this tube, which is circular in section. So here Fp is equal to P into A. This P is nothing but gamma H into area pi by 4 d square. Now equate this with this equation. Okay, I will write here like this, gamma H into pi d square by 4. Okay, this d, it will cancel with this d. Okay, then this 4 will go here. So this equation will become H is equal to, now here you can observe this equation. Okay, all these things are given here. This is the pressure force, this much, P into pi by 4 d square. Okay, and this P is nothing but rho gh. Okay, which is called as the hydrostatic law. So I have written there gamma H. So this gamma is nothing but it is rho z, right? So you can write rho z or gamma. So it is the gamma H completely. So gamma H into pi by 4 d square. This is the pressure force. Equating this pressure force with this vertical component of the tensile force, that is sigma cos theta into pi into d. So equating this, we will get H is equal to, keep this H on this side only and take other things on the other side. We will get the equation H is equal to 4 sigma cos theta divided by rho z d or gamma d. So this is the equation. If you observe the expression or equation for the capillary rise and this equation for the capillary depression or capillary fall, both equation are same. Whether they are same or different. Are they same?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, in case of contact angle of mercury and water is the angle is theta, and this angle theta is generally taken as 128 degree. Okay, angle किती असतो 128 degree. Sometimes in problem they will give it as a 130 degree or 129 degree. So this value you can keep in mind. So write down this diagram, draw this diagram and write down this formula and this value. Do it fast. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
So here in this lecture we have learned what is capillarity, what is capillary rise, what is capillary fall, and we have seen the expression for capillary rise and capillary depression. Now we are going to solve the problem based upon this. Again, yet we have 5 to 10 minutes. So within this, you can solve 2-3 problems. Okay. How much problem it will be over? That much we will take. So write down this problem number 1. Find the height write down the problem. Find height through which water rises by capillarity action in glass tube of 2 mm diameter. 2 mm 5 means 2 mm diameter. If surface tension is 0.0736 Newton per meter, full stop. Assume angle of contact of glass with water with water equal to 0 degree, equal to 0 degree. This is the problem. So try to solve it. First of all, write down the given things. Quite simple problem. You can solve it. First of all, write down the given things. Diameter is given is equal to 2 mm. Convert that mm to meter and write down the surface tension. Sigma is equal to 0.0736 and theta is equal to 0 degree. Use the formula. What is the formula for the H? H is equal to
4 sigma cos theta upon pi d gamma d.
Correct. So H is equal to 4 sigma cos theta upon gamma d. Now put all the values. 4 into sigma, that is 0.0736 into cos 0 divided by gamma for the water. What is the value of gamma W?
9810.
9810, correct. Newton per meter cube. So divided by 9810 into diameter 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. What is the answer? Yes.
0.0150.
Okay, I will take your attendance. Time is about to finish. Yes, everyone has to solve. Put your answers in the chat box.
Recording in progress.
Okay, I have taken your attendance. Yes, many students have put their answers in the chat box. Let me check. Yes, 15 millimeter, correct. So Pooja, then Rohini, then this Mayuri, Rahul. So they have put then Yuvraj. So all they have put the correct answer. Mansi. So time is over. Now we will stop here. Let us stop here. So we'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you for your patience, listening, and active participation.